And we are live. Welcome back to the Anthony Spade Reactions channel. This is Sigma Nation Podcast, where we represent Sigma males, which is the introverted alpha male that focuses on chasing dreams and self-improvement and living out the best life he can live. So when I speak Sigma male, that's the type of individual that I'm talking about. Today we're going to be talking about why Ciara is a married woman, famous married woman, rich married woman, is making songs about why women should stay single and that they don't need a man, even though she is in a marriage. And one thing about celebrities that we know is that most of these women out here who are celebrities, who are entertainers, are married, and they're always promoting for women to be single. So today we're going to be talking about that. And the second part is going to be, why are women upset that she is making the songs, especially with the conditions that the world that we are in right now. So as you come in, what I want you to do is go ahead and hit that like button, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and go ahead and hit that notifications button to get the videos out here to support, and leave a donation if you want. Once I get started with the lecture, I'm barely going to be looking at the comments. So if you want my attention, make sure that you donate to the channel, and then I instantly see your message. I stop what I'm doing, go to your message, answer your message, and then I get back to the lecture. That's the only way that I'm going to interrupt the lecture. Every now and then I may see a question and answer it, but it's less likely the more I do this. All right. As you come in, go ahead and give a shout out to who's in here first. Big shout out to my moderator, Keandre, if he's in here already. Let's see. We got 685 Kirk Pope. We got Chris Glover is in the building. He was here yesterday. Big shout out to that dude. Kimbro Warlow, he's in the building. I am 8, he's in the building. We got 82 likes, 71 people in here. That's exactly what I like to see. Okay, before I get started with the lecture, I want a lot of guys to understand that on this channel, this is a Sigma male channel. We represent Sigma males. This is the introverted alpha male. If you're watching my channel and you subscribe to Sigma male, I am expecting you to be a little bit more mature. I'm expecting you to have your life together. I'm expecting you to have your confidence together as well. So you shouldn't take a lot of stuff that I say on here personally, because we should be seeing eye to eye. When it comes to the trolls, I do not mind the trolling. I'm getting used to it. Hell, I'm slowly embracing it. Sigma trolls will become Sigma soldiers. All right. A lot of you guys out there that are trolling, before you start trolling, you need to go get your life together between you and your parents or you and your mom, because most of your trolling is coming from you having problems with your parents and having problems with your mom. You and her don't get along. So now you don't hate you hate yourself, and you're coming online and you're trying to find negative energy in other people. We ain't doing that over here. Some channels is going to allow that, but over here, I'm expecting you to come into this space and want to be the best version of yourself. I'm expecting you to come to this place and actually want to learn how to be a better man. That's what we're promoting over here, and that's what we're advocating over here. Women, you're welcome to listen along too, but you got to stop the trolling. This ain't one of them channels. This is one of them channels. You follow me long enough, your life will change. All right? Now, let's get to the lecture. Why is Ciara making songs that are promoting women to be single even though she's married? The first thing that you have to understand, Enzo Carvin, big shout outs, bro. Thanks for the $2.99. Really appreciate it. Thank you for supporting the cause. The first thing that you have to understand is that it's a marketing match. What do I mean by marketing match? Okay, when these celebrities look outside the realm of what they're doing before they make music, before they start a marketing plan, that it's going to all start off with the label. The label's going to say, we're about to put an album together. So what do we want this album to be about? What do we want to represent? and then they stop and look at what's going on with society. Like you notice, The Weeknd is very good at that. He looks at what's happening in society and he makes songs about that. Which some songs would be depressed, some songs would be about other things. Ellis Anderson with the $10. He says men should want to build a lifestyle first around men should want to build a lifestyle first around them first. You're right. It starts with renewing your mind. You're absolutely right. And when he says that, I tell a lot of guys that. I say, don't aim to get rich. He's right. You have to aim for your lifestyle. What lifestyle do you want? Some guys will go out and buy the expensive car in the house, but they're living check to check to look like it. And you have people that live below their means. They get the cheaper car, the cheaper house, just so they have enough money to vacation, enough money to go out to eat, enough money to go shopping, enough money to live a recreational life. So he's right. Build your lifestyle up. Big shout outs to that dude with the $10. Really appreciate it, my man. But back on Ciara, on why she's making songs like this, it's because when the labels and the A&Rs and the publicists stop and look at life, they're saying, hey, in society, there's a men versus women aura going on. So all the women and all the men right now are separated. So it wouldn't make sense for her to make songs about women getting married, about women being in relationships, because women are not in that era. It's not going to sell at all. So when they stop and look at society, they see how divided men and women are, and they're like, Ciara, you need to be making songs about women not being in relationships, because they're going to the gym doing weird shit. They're coming online complaining about how they don't need a man, how they want to dog a man out. It's becoming TikTok trends. It's becoming Instagram trends. All these trends are showing that we have a curse between men and women that are divided. This is why Ciara is going to make songs telling women, hey, you don't need a man. Go and do your own lifestyle, but she's married. And the reason for that is, it's because the women have never really paid attention to the celebrity lifestyles on the marriage side. They only pay attention to the words that are coming through the songs. Think about it. Even Beyonce has made songs telling women to be single, and she's been married to Jay-Z for more than 20 years. Look at Nicki Minaj. She's been married for a while now, but before, Nicki Minaj was still telling girls, hey, run out, be sluts, be whores, be single. So they make more money giving the women what they want to hear. Remember, nobody wants the truth because the lie is more entertaining. If they tell girls, hey, you benefit better being in a relationship, women will go be in a relationship, but women in relationships don't listen to Nicki Minaj's agenda. Women in relationships don't listen to Beyonce's agendas. They only pay attention to the songs because the songs are pumping frequencies through the brain that gets the women vibrating to go and buy the music. This is why Malcolm X says, do not listen to your celebrities. Don't listen to your entertainers. Don't listen to your athletes that are getting paid millions of dollars, because the elites are paying them millions of dollars to go with their agenda. You're just seeing the agenda plain and simple with Ciara because she got to be too big. Like, she's a really big celebrity and you're married to one of the richest football players in the world. So women are not, they don't relate to her anymore. They're kind of like, first of all, you're a single mother. That's the whole big picture. Single moms are so desperate now. They want Ciara to make a song telling guys to be with single moms because the single mothers want to get married because Ciara was a single mother. So all the girls that are single moms are kind of like, hey, why are you telling us not to be in a relationship when you have a man that came into your life and made you extremely rich? Granted, Future got money, but Future don't have Russell Wilson's money. He doesn't at all. And what Russell Wilson has been doing for Ciara has elevated her life, that now the song makes sense, but it doesn't. It'll make sense if it came from Nicki Minaj again. It'll make sense if it came from Cardi B again. It doesn't make sense coming from Ciara because Ciara has played an entire different role. Spiritual Alpha, big shout outs with the $2, bro. He said salute Spade. Really appreciate that, my man. See, when it comes from Beyonce, Ciara, and Cardi B, it's like the world is already used to them doing it. when it comes to Ciara, when she's dancing on a Jeep like she did months ago for her single, and she's doing this, everybody's looking at her like, hold up, you left Future to go and be with the good guy that women should be with, and then that good guy took care of you and your son, and now you're back advocating this. It's like, you mean to tell me you're never satisfied and that you really want to be single? Which is what it sounded like, which is taking me to my second reason. The second reason why she's doing that is because she truly doesn't love Russell Wilson, and she's not afraid of his backlash. That's what you got to realize. She's not afraid of going home and Russell Wilson saying, hey, why you make that song like that? What are you really trying to say? He's not going to say that. He's going to say, I'm just letting her live her truth. Or he done sat back and know what the publicist had talked about that told her to promote that. So one of the reasons is she doesn't care what Russell Wilson thinks because she truly doesn't love him. I think at this point, everybody sees that. You've seen more than enough clippings of them together, and the energy just looks like it doesn't match. Plus, you got to remember, Future said a couple years ago, the relationship with him and Ciara didn't work. It's because she wanted a Broadway life. He said she wanted to try to compete with those white girls in Hollywood and try to have this celebrity lifestyle. And Future was like, I wasn't with that. I wanted her to sit back and chill in the cut. But she didn't want to sit back and chill in the cut. She wanted the Broadway life. Gizmo with the $5. Big shout outs. Really appreciate that. All right, that's a woman showing respect over here too. Guys, don't let her slow you down. When the woman starts showing respect, that means we hitting somewhere. So she never truly loves Russell Wilson. And now the game with him is kind of getting old. Because she's like, all right, we've done so much. We've already lived out this celebrity lifestyle. I got to find a way to get attention from a different angle whenever it comes to that. And then on top of that, he's not really doing good in the NFL now. Like, he's not playing as good as he used to play. So she may see him stressing behind the scenes, and she may be like, yo, he's kind of weak at this point. He's showing vulnerability. I may be looking to jump ship. You got to realize that. I tell guys all the time, do not cry in front of your woman. She's going to look at you as a weakness. She may be getting tired of him and she's seeking new energy because she truly didn't love him. So of course she's going to go out here and she's going to make songs about being single and women empowerment, because truthfully, as famous as he is, he can't even say nothing if he wanted to say something. Because he's that famous. There's too many people that are watching him. There's too many agendas that are watching. They will punish him the same way they punish everybody that tries to go against the feminist movement. So if she's leading the feminist movement, so the movies came in with the $20, really appreciate it. He says, yo, I got a question. I wanted to get into trucking business, starting off with cargo vans like a Sprinter. What advice do I have? You need to find you a good hub and don't buy the truck. Like, a lot of truckers that tell you, buy your truck, you make more money. You don't want to do that. If you're going to do a Sprinter van, get with a company like Hertz, or what's another one? You need to find, I can't think of it now. You need to find a rental company. Always rent the trucks. And the reason why is because when something happens on the road, you need to be able to get another one immediately. Okay, if you're going to start trucking, one of the things that I've learned is that never buy the truck. All right, always lease your truck. So if something happens, you can get another truck immediately. If you want to stay on top of the trucking game, you cannot be down that long. Trust me, paying a little extra money just to lease or rent out a truck is going to be extremely better than you owning your truck and then something happening and you're coming out of more money to fix the truck. I learned the long way because I started out buying trucks, but I put myself in a hole because every time something went wrong, I had to come out of pocket to fix it, and the truck was down longer. When you're leasing a truck, when the truck goes down, you can call that company, try Hertz, and then they can bring another truck to you. You can cargo swap and then stay on the road. That's the objective when you're getting into trucking, is to never be down. The moment you're down for a certain amount of time, somebody is going to come along and they're going to take your contract from you. That's the best advice I could tell you is do not buy a truck, lease a truck. So when it goes down, you ain't got to pay for those brakes. You ain't got to pay for those tires. All you got to do is pay for your DOT and your rentals fee. You're going to lose some money, but trust me, you're going to save yourself a headache. All right, that's the best advice I can give you. And big shout out to that dude, Soda Movies. Big shout out, dude. I hope you start. Amazon is really good. It's a really good company to start with, but you got a lot of private delivery companies too that'll send you around the world. Make sure you get a good hub. Your hub, the hub that connects you to all the deliveries, that's very important. And a lot of that has to deal with politics. So make sure you meet friends for the long road. That's my advice for you, bro. Step 3, why Ciara decided to make these songs promoting single women is going to be she really wants to be single and she really wants to be for the streets. A lot of these women, especially celebrities, when they're faking these lives and they're out here portraying I'm married, deep down inside they know I'm only doing this for Instagram. I'm only doing this for celebrities. I'm only doing this. Deep down in my heart, when I look at Instagram, I want to be like those young girls. I want to be out here flaunting it like those young girls. I want to be out here flirting with men too. Why? Because that's where her power is at. She's with Russell Wilson. He's a good guy, but he's not a dominant alpha. She still wants to test her looks. She still wants to test and see if she still got it. So she still wants to get out here with the young girls and see if she can flirt and pull those guys of value to see if she still have it. That means a lot to a woman when they can continue to pull guys that want them. It hurts a woman when no one's showing her attention. So if think about it, look at Alicia, which is what's the basketball, Steph Curry's wife. Look at what she says. Oh, I get mad because I want guys to say hi to me, but they don't because of my husband. She wanted guys to hit on her and flirt with her, but guys don't because her husband is Steph Curry. Remember when she said that a couple years ago? See, you have to understand, in this celebrity world, these women are being told to be wives. They're being told to pretend to be happy. They're being told, hey, we're going to take pictures with you and the kids today. Hey, today, y'all going to do something lovely. You're going to walk down the steps and then he's going to come over with some flowers. So they always have the publicists, the A&Rs, and the managers. They're the ones that are sitting around saying what type of image they should portray to take a picture of, a videotape, so they can put it out for the audience. That's what she's been doing for the most part. Her and all the other celebrity wives, they're portraying an image for the publicists to put out there. That's why as soon as you start getting some money, a lot of these label execs, they're going to tell you like, you need to get married. You need to look like this. You need to look like that. When you start getting married, then you're going to be more popular. That's what they're going to tell them. Get married to be more popular. But when they get married to be more popular, they get the popularity, but they realize they've been living a fake life. They want to feel real again. So now that's what Ciara's doing. She wants to feel real again. So she wants to get in the streets and compete with the women that are on Instagram, because the girls that she's competing with on the celebrity side, they're being coached on what to do too. She want to get in the streets where girls ain't being coached to do and where the guys are more lenient towards. So yes, she missed being single and she loves the streets. This is why she's doing it. You got to realize, this ain't the first time Ciara's been doing stuff like this. She's always been dropping these little clues that she ain't all the way in love with Russell Wilson, and she slide out and do some thought shit for attention. We see her do this time and time again, but it doesn't make her look good. It only makes her look like she doesn't respect him. All right, the likes are pretty good. Let's get some more likes up and some more donation. Next, the Instagram women are making the single life look good. This goes back into why she made the song. It's because when she goes on Instagram and those girls are bragging about being single, big shout outs to Keandre with the $2, and those girls are talking about being single, and then she's browsing through YouTube and all the girls are having the debates back and forth with the guys. This is where she's getting most of the manipulation to do the music. It's because she's saying these Instagram girls are going to make me popular if I go along with them. But what she's not realizing is she's getting backlash from it, because girls are past that era. But she's been inside the celebrity era too long that when she goes through Instagram, she ain't realizing that Instagram is just regurgitated information now. It's the same thing with TikTok. It's just regurgitated information with people are on a hamster wheel of information, but still looking for a new mood. They're looking for a new feeling in the world. And Ciara's actually late with the Instagram models. The Instagram models now may say they want to be single, but they're more desperate than ever with the society that we live in. All right? Next, she needs a new theme. Remember, I told you guys, women live in themes. You have to be careful. This is why if you come across a single mother that finds a single friend who's a single mother, they always live out these themes. They always got stuff to do. They always got to throw a party. There's always a party being formed. There's always something going on. Women start living out different themes in their life to keep from being miserable. They want to go do this. They want to convert into another woman. They want to try to pretend to be this woman. They want to try to pretend to be that woman. She's looking for an entire different theme to go along with her life. This is why guys that get money end up in the worst relationships, especially if you're a simp with money, because you get women that are daydreaming and they look at the man with money to pay for her daydream. Think about that girl on Love and Hip Hop that told her husband, you don't love me unless you give me a $250,000 wedding. Big shout outs to JD, bro. He said, keep it up with the $4.99. We really appreciate that, my man. Remember that girl on Love and Hip Hop that kept telling her husband, you owe me a $250,000 wedding. He's like, why? I'm not getting ready to get no wedding like that. You're crazy. Because she wants to live out a theme. She's seen another girl doing it. So now she's trying to emulate it because it felt good to watch that girl live out that theme. So what women do is, when women's goal is to find the guy that they can get the most out of by doing the less. So when they find themselves a simp, a ugly simp who ain't never had a girl, that's glory to her eyes. Because she's like, you know what? He don't need to be spending money on his cars. He need to be spending money on me. When they find a man that can spend money recklessly, that's also a bing bing to women. They love that. They love the guy who could put the money to his ear. They love the guy that's leading with his money because she feels like he's wasteful, and then she could spend the money on a theme. That's what Ciara's doing. She needs a new theme in her life because her life has become themes. It's became on different movements. Like I said, when you guys look at these celebrities, women get jealous of the image that the celebrity portrays. She's getting jealous of the theme. She ain't getting jealous of what happens behind the scene that it takes to build up to these themes. Things that have to happen in life. Who's paying for it? The publicists, the managers, how they setting up these different varieties of lifestyles to portray to the outside world. It's just women on the outside world see it. They try to emulate it, but the ones that are giving them things to emulate, they miss being regular. That's what Ciara's doing. She need a regular girl theme because when she looks at the internet, it looks like the regular girls are winning. How? You have girls now that are going on OnlyFans and they're making $1 million in a month to do nothing. Do you know that some celebrity women on the outside, they look in and see that and they get jealous and they're like, damn, you see how much she made and she ain't even as pretty as me and she did that. The difference between celebrities is they make good money, but they got too much overhead. They got to pay their publicists. They got to pay their lawyers. They got to pay their accountants. They got to pay the babysitters. They got to pay the people that take care of their house. They got to pay for private jets. They got to pay for that. By the time celebrities make all their money, right, and they pay all their bills, they're making less than what these girls on OnlyFans are getting per month. Why do you think Iggy Azalea went to go do it? She made $34,000 her first day, but she has no overhead. That's what you got to look at. Brett Farmer with the $10, really appreciate it, dude. He says, Anthony Spade, how do you go into a relationship after being a sneaky leak for a year? You can't trust her. You can't go from sneaky leaks to a relationship, bro. It don't work like that. because sneaky leaks are just there for sex, which means that the woman sees sex in you, but the value of a husband is different. Sneaky leaks are just friends with benefits. Those relationships can never transition into a full-blown relationship. Let me take that back. They can, but they're less likely to succeed because all you've seen is sex in each other. If you want a relationship to last, the best thing to do is not to have sex at the beginning of the relationship and allow the desire and infatuation to die out so you get to the full you. When you start off as sneaky leaks, the relationship is led through desire and lust. What does that mean? That means the tension of not being together creates a high sex drive that makes it good to be together. But you guys think that you may think I could be in a relationship now. I'm telling you, no. The moment you get in a relationship with a sneaky leak, it's over because the challenge is over. That's what you have to realize. The challenge is over. What's holding you guys together is the fact that you're not in a relationship and that what if factor is there. So sneaky leaks are for fun. That's what have you going. They're just for fun. What's a sneaky leak? A sneaky leak is friends with benefits. This is just the new Generation Z word for friends with benefits. They call it sneaky leak now. Or before it was side chick. There's a whole bunch of other stuff, but pretty much that's what it is. It's friends with benefits. So in my opinion, friends with benefits rarely turn into full-blown relationships, bro. So if you got a sneaky leak woman out there and you want it to be a relationship, why don't you and her say, you know what? We're not going to have sex for the next month. Just you and I, we're just going to date. We're not going to have sex and see if the chemistry is there and see if she go along with it or see if you can go along with it. But my personal opinion, friends with benefits, you're supposed to break that off before you go into a real relationship because sex has been leading it, not chemistry. All right. Hopefully I was able to answer your question about that, whether it was what you wanted to hear or not. But in my opinion, the sexual relationships normally crash whenever you guys try to convert it into love. So you and her, if you really like her and she really like you, then you and her need to tell each other, we're not going to have sex. Let's see if we just have chemistry. And I tell you guys this all the time. Love only kicks in when the sex is old. Lust and desire can carry a relationship for a very long time. But when the sex dies out, then the love has to hold it. If there's no love or chemistry there and the sex dies out, y'all will be together just because. And you'll be holding on to, you'll be depressed in your own relationship because you got together for sex. Trust me, you better cut sex out. This is why it's very important to do semen retentions before you start dating again so you learn to see life clearly. Hopefully I was able to answer your question on that, big dog. So the movies came in with the $9.99. Thanks. Big shout outs, bro. Really appreciate you on that. All right. The next reason we talked about the themes. Next. The last reason why she would make songs supporting single women. She's an agent in the Matrix. Sorry, that's what it is. She's an agent. See, celebrities are agents. Entertainers are agents. They're there. You could come online and get really woke, right? And know what's going on in life. But a celebrity with more power can come through and change the mind of the person that just got woke 15 minutes ago. See, that's what the Matrix does. The Matrix may say, hey, ladies, these ladies are waking up. They don't feel the same no more. Ciara, get out there and make them feel like whores again. Look at Nicki Minaj. She just did another photo shoot where she bending over naked and stuff. They're telling her, girl, get out there. These girls are starting to wake up. They're starting to see what's really happening out here and they're sad. Remind them that they're still happy being single so they can continue to go buy expensive clothes, so they can continue to go buy our shit, so they continue to buy into these books. They can continue to watch all this shit on TV and give everybody the views. She's an agent. You guys have to realize the Matrix plays no games. This is why you have to be able to disconnect from it. The moment they start to see a shift in the direction that they don't like, they have to alternate everything. Trust me, they're going to keep They are going to keep Andrew Tate for a while because they have to shift things up. So while he's away, now you're going to see more celebrity girls come out of nowhere as we go into the summer months. As we go into spring and fall and summer, the girls are going to want to take more clothes off. So it's best that they tell them, listen, start telling these girls right now to be single. So when the summertime comes, they spend more money going to Miami. They spend more money on bikinis. They spend more money on Cancun. They spend more money on this. See, you got to realize the men aren't really spending all the money now. The women are spending all the money because the women have the most success. The women are the ones that's getting everything they want. Women are gaining success extremely easy. So what does that mean? They have more money to blow. But women blow more money when they are single than they do when they are in a relationship. When people are in a relationship, they save the most money. There's less spending. Society needs you to spend money. Why? Because the jobs are decreasing. The businesses are decreasing. The value of life is decreasing. But the people up top, they still got to get their money. They don't care what else happened. They're going to tell her, hey, we need to start pushing these agendas to get the women and men back together hating each other. That's just like right now, we're in 2023. When the election come around in 2024, watch something happen to a black man by a cop again, and they're going to blow this shit up all over again to get the votes of the black people. It happens every fucking election. Every election, some cop and some black dude get in a fight, somebody get beat up and killed, and here we go. Which way we're going to trick the black people in the way to go in this time? Okay, Ciara's an agent. She's here to trick the women into not waking up, being accountable, and going back into being delusional. And she's like, oh, Ciara said that we're supposed to go and do it, so we hate you guys now. That's what's actually happening out here in these streets. She's an agent. This is why you're not supposed to be watching fucking celebrities. You're not supposed to be watching that much TV. You're not supposed to be on the internet too much. You have to disconnect in order for you to see what's going on. Always think about The Matrix, the movie itself. All the bodies were in chambers hooked up to the Matrix. Their thoughts were in different places, but their bodies stayed in the same area. And what made them not wake up out of the chamber? Agent Smiths. Agent Smiths pops out every fucking time they think that you're going to figure out that you're inside of a chamber. They're there to keep you construed into what's going. That's all she's doing. She's just another agent that's there to push the agendas of the Matrix. You guys got to realize, when you stop and you start to see this type of agent bonding that's happening here, the problem that the celebrities are facing is that the old way of being a celebrity is different than the new way. When kids now come on the internet, they can see the brainwashing now, but they're too weak to stop it themselves. That's the problem that people are facing, is that you're smart, but you're not strong enough to how can I say? You're not strong enough to use your knowledge to get ahead. So you have a lot of people that know about the Matrix. You have a lot of women that learn about the Matrix. But somebody like Ciara they look up to, that can easily alternate their mind. You think about it. Remember before Alba and Preach did a video on me, my channel was skyrocketing, which is why Alba and Preach did a video on me, which is why Danny Garcia did a video on me, which is why all the top tier people on YouTube, not in this space, on YouTube, did videos on me. It's because they saw me coming up with the truth. They did videos on me. They were agents. They knocked me down. People started unsubscribing from me because they were agents saying that Sigma male shit is wrong. Sigma male is wrong. Look how many people made videos on me talking about Sigma male is wrong, but a Sigma male is an introverted alpha male that's chasing his dreams. Right? And working on self-improvement. They told you that that type of guy doesn't exist. What type of shit is that? I can see if I was saying Sigma male was a serial killer, a Sigma male is a superhero, I can see that. People can poke fun of it. But when I'm just telling guys to forget about their past and better themselves, People chose to fucking do videos on me, dogging me out like it was bad. Why? Because they were fucking agents going against my agenda. Okay, this is what's happening with Ciara. There's agents out there that are waking women up. There are programs that are waking women up. Women are seeing the light like, hey, we've been fed the wrong shit. All of our leaders are married, but I'm stuck by myself with no man hating women. T-Bird, big shout outs. That's another Florida dude right there. Y'all put some respect on that man's name. That's what women are saying to themselves. These women are married, but yet I don't have a man. I hate men. I feel like I could live by myself. Why aren't they doing it? Why isn't Nicki Minaj living by herself? Why isn't Cardi B living by herself? Why isn't Beyonce living by herself? Even fucking the girl that just got shot, the what's her name? I don't even know her name, the black chick. Meg Thee Stallion. Even her, she went out and got her a little simp. And she been banging everybody whenever you go to court. Why aren't these women just living a single life? Why are they in relationships but talking about a single life? That's what you got to look at. Agents. They are agents slowing you down. This is why it's very crucial. Once you get the knowledge, you put it down, you walk away from the internet, and you say, what did I just learn? You have to go back to your thoughts and study your thoughts of what you just learned. Now we're going to get into the second half of the lecture. Let me pull up my thing. The likes are good. Let's get those likes back up. He said somebody said they hijack you. You're right. The second half of the lecture, let me put my notes up. It's going to be, why are women so mad that Ciara made that song? Supporting women. See, you have more women that are upset with Ciara than you have women that are going along with Ciara. And the reason for that is because the gimmick is up. What do I mean the gimmick is up? You're watching way more women. When they get in groups of women, you're seeing nothing but chaos. That's all you're seeing. You're seeing groups of women create chaos. You're seeing groups of women get together and talk about how many dicks they sucked. What's the nastiest shit they've done. When you're putting groups of women together now, they're saying and doing the most degrading things and saying the most off-the-wall shit just to have more attention over the next girl. It's like one girl to say, yeah, I went on with a date with the other guy the other night. The other girl to be like, shit, I fucked 4 guys in one day. Then they no longer want to talk about the other girl. Let's get to the girl who's loud and proud about being a whore. Being a whore starts to get attention. But the gimmick is up because a lot of these women, they're going into their 30s now. That's the problem. They're reaching 25. They're reaching 26. And they're realizing, holy shit, I'm not the same girl as I was. They're transitioning to a different theme. So they're starting to mature. It's kind of like, guys, when we were younger, everybody listened to rap. You wanted to be a drug dealer. Everybody smoked weed. We did bad shit, knowing that we were going to outgrow it. And as a man start to outgrow this, you start to look at rap music different. You start to look at your younger days different. And you start to say, all right, I don't need to follow that, because if I follow that, then I'm going to ruin myself. So it's called maturity. What you have now in society is a whole bunch of Ciara fans are not little girls anymore. They're grown into grown women now. But listening to her got them a baby dad. Listening to her done messed their life up. They can't run around and be how can I say, hot girl summer anymore. Now they got real issues. Now they got real bills. Now they got real kids they got to raise, but they got babies by bums. And when they stop and they look at fucking Ciara being a single mother just like them, and she could land her a guy with money, she wants to feel like she can do that because that's what they see in her. Women are desperate to be in a relationship now. They're desperate to be in love, but they don't know how to take the mask off. They're like that by themselves. And I've said this 1,000 times. The only real tears a woman's going to expose is the ones when she's by herself. All the tears that she has on surface is for manipulation. Women real tears are when she's by herself. She's looking in the mirror and she's at home like, oh my God, how do I figure this out? She praying all day long. She hoping something happen. But the mask of a woman says, I don't need no man. Fuck y'all. Y'all always talking about you can't do this. A man can do it. A woman can do the same thing as a man. Now we go on date. You supposed to do that. That's what the mask is saying. The mask is saying what the agent have programmed them to say. The agents say, you tell a man you don't need him. You tell a man you don't want him. You tell a man that. So now women are going on dates. Their hearts are going on dates because they're looking for love. But their mask is telling a man on a date, I don't need you. That's how men feel when they're going on dates. They feel like they're signing up to interviews. They're being interviewed by her. They're walking on eggshells at a fucking date. But realistically, the more you feel like you're on an eggshell with a woman and the more of an interview she making you feel like you on the date, the more desperate she is. So you have to understand, women are not going along with Ciara because most of them have became baby mothers. And she's a baby mother that managed to get a good guy. But it's disrespectful for her to tell other girls that they can't. That's what you have to understand. Her telling girls you don't need a man is telling other girls you can't get a man like me. The only way you supposed to marry is if you go get yourself a Russell Wilson. So now these girls thinking that there's a whole bunch of Russell Wilsons running around. There's not a whole bunch of fucking Russell Wilsons running around. Are you kidding me? And that's what these celebrities women have done. They convince you that you have to be they man. Look at Nicki Minaj. She's rich as fuck. She went and got a damn criminal. Why? Just to take care of her. But where do you see this at? You see this in the black community. You always got some dark-skinned black chick that got a good job, whether she at the post office, police officer, correctional office, or something, and her boyfriend's a bum that just got out of jail. And she take care of him and give him everything that she wants. Who do you see that with? You see that with Nicki Minaj. So you see how the Nicki Minaj fans are going to work. These are going to be the girls that get the money, but they're going to go and get a loser just so they can have control over them. And then you got the Beyonce type women. The Beyonce type women, they maintain being single forever because their statuses are high. The Beyonce girls are going to drive the Range Rovers. They're going to drive the Benzes. They're going to drive the Audis. They're going to live in a nice car. They're going to have the nice shoes, or they're going to have the nice condo. They're going to have that, but they're going to be manless. Why? Because they're looking for standards like Beyonce. They're emulating Beyonce, so they need to have a Jay-Z type dude. They're trying to emulate that Jay-Z type dude. It's what's me. And one thing about Beyonce is that they got married and then they had a kid. I mean, let me take that back. They got together for a while and then they had a kid. That's the difference. A lot of these girls, when they look at Ciara, they're telling Ciara, you was a baby mom's. Like you did, but once you divorced Future, you were officially a baby mom, just like majority of the women that are out here now. So they're relating to Ciara from a baby mother point of view. They're saying, oh my gosh, she got somebody to help take care of her and her son. I can't find me a good guy to help take care of me and my son because she told us we supposed to have a Russell Wilson. You're not Ciara, but you think you deserve a Russell Wilson. So the women are desperate because now it doesn't co-inspire with their real lifestyle. Let's get those likes up and those donations up. Show me some love. Next, young feminist women are outgrowing feminism. I'm letting you know that right now. Women are outgrowing feminism because feminism doesn't have any relevancy no more. And women are realizing that the girls that are really promoting feminism now, like the girls that are gung-ho about it, are the ugly ones that nobody wants. Tiger Brand, big shout outs, bro. He says Ninja Storm is definitely in the building. He says all these feminist women are outgrowing feminism. That's starting to change right now. Because women are realizing like, hey, I cannot do everything that a man does. Yes, I want a man. Yes, I want to be in a relationship. So when they start looking at Ciara right now, it's actually a turnoff now. What Ciara just did just set feminism back maybe a couple more years. It's setting them back because, once again, it's not relatable to other women. Women are coming out of that phase where they're saying, I don't need a man. This is women's rights. Stand up for your rights. This, that, and the third. They're coming out of that phase. And the reason why they're coming out of that phase, like I told you, you have too many groups of women that are getting together and you're seeing nothing but chaos. You're seeing so many girls fight. Look at the video I just posted this morning. You see how those girls went on a girl trip and then the one girl got sick of being around the girls and she called her man up to come to the Airbnb. Okay, that's what's causing feminism to slow down. Is that some women are going to say, no, this is girl power. You're not allowed to have a man when it's girl power. But other girls are like, I don't want to go that route no more. I'm actually happy with my man. Me and my man go out and have fun. Me and my man go out and do this. Me and my man go do that. But now the other girls in the crew, they're kind of like, no, you're not supposed to be doing that. You're supposed to be hating men with us because we don't have men. Women are getting sick of that with women. They're getting sick of being the bitter person that does not have a man. And women really at this point want a man as we go into these summer months. You have to realize they're more desperate now, but the Matrix agents are telling them, hey, no, you need to get these women back on track. So the last thing why women are doing it is because of the Matrix again. The Matrix is making a definite shift now. The only difference is in this shift, you're not going to have women that are going to be running to guys for, how can I say, lovey-dovey relationships. Women are going to be running to guys just to know that they have somebody that they can fuck with, somebody they can sleep with, somebody they can go out to eat every now and then, but people are still going to be living separate lives. So just as much as people are living separate lives, they're still fantasizing about being in a relationship. And what Ciara is doing right now is pretty much going to be a flop. And the reason why it's going to be a flop is because, truthfully, women are waking up. Sorry, this is why women are mad. That song did not do good. The song flopped. And the reason why the song is flopping is because deep down in women's hearts, they want to be in love. They've gotten older now. All the Generation Z girls, you're fucked. We're talking about millennial women. Y'all the ones that are waking up. The ones that's getting up and above the 27, 28, going into your 30s and 30s and plus. Oh, they definitely not liking Ciara's song at all. But Generation Z girls, they're going to love it. But unfortunately, they're going to love it for 2 seconds. Their attention spans are too short. And plus, that's the porno era girls. They're done and they're washed up no matter what. Right? That's the end of that lecture. Nice short lecture. Hopefully you guys like the lecture. We got Blackjack in here. Let me show you Blackjack. He's asleep. Go ahead and get your questions in. And let me know what you think about the lecture. Gizmo, big shout out Gizmo. You've been doing a lot of chatting. When you guys put your questions up, put a Q in front of your question so I know that it's a question. All right, that was a quick lecture. It's only 48 minutes. You guys go ahead and let me know what you think. He says, hot girl summer grows into single mother decades. Hot girl summers is probably the worst movement to happen for women because they normally going to wake up out of depression from that. All right, ain't nobody got any questions? This might be an easy Sunday then. We got my man Soda Movies in the building. He donated. He says, I agree pretty much with all of what you said. Big shout outs, bro. Well, go ahead and get your questions. If you got personal questions you want to ask, go ahead and ask your questions now. I'll probably be on here for another 10 minutes. Your question already at the top, Enos? Enos, come on, bro. You know I can't stroll all the way up. And you're supposed to be asking questions after I say ask questions. Bro, you got me strolling all the way up. Drop that question again. Who is the Thunderbird girl? She's a feminist. She's a feminist in Europe. We don't. I don't know. I don't even keep up with her. Okay. Grand Inquisitor. He says a lot of these women still manage to escape their bad behavior and find a man. Right, because there's always a man that wants to sleep with her. Most women can get a man. You got to think about all the guys that are online, and some of y'all online, you can relate to this, where you done met up with some chick you wasn't attracted to just to get you some booty. Guys are doing that all day long, meeting up with random women online just to get them some booty. So a girl does feel wanted. And the least amount of money a man has in his bank account, the more likely he's going to end up with one of those bummy chicks, because bummy chicks feel good when they're taking care of a man that's doing less than them. So a lot of these relationships start to work out because people just want sexual partners. Yes, you don't have many women that are lonely. Most of the women that are going to be lonely are going to be successful women. They're going to be women that got the money, that got the nice cars, that have the nice houses. Those are going to be the most single women in the world. Broke women, they don't stay single. They'll go over and date a woman. All they got to do is go to the bar, dye their hair, get some tattoos, start popping mollies, and they going to have a whole nother girlfriend. They're going to do that. When they start dyeing hair and they start getting tattoos, they're going to be a freak for the rest of their life. They'll eventually end up getting somebody, a woman or a man. Women have that option now. When it comes to guys, a lot of guys are not going to get women because a lot of guys get to the point where they're just like, fuck it, I don't want to deal with it. I'll jerk off and go fishing. And they'll call it a day. Men are more simple than women. Why you think majority of the LGBT community and the black community are all baby mamas? Why? Because they said, you know what? Let me just jump over here and go date. Women always find something because we're living in a feminized world. So the feminine energy can attach quicker than masculine energy because masculine energy is feared. People fear masculine energy. They accept feminine energy. So women can always just adjust their emotion and go over to a woman for the time being. All right. He said, where you get that hat at? Lids. All right. Sheridan Veneer, he says, lease or own a car. If you're going for image, lease the car. If you're going for like to own the car or comfortability, you don't care about the lifestyle, then get a used car. That's how I am. With me, I'm not trying to keep up with the Joneses, so I'm not going to lease. I'm going to drive my car and I'm going to drive the hell out of it. So I'm going to always buy a used car. That's how I look at it. Never, ever buy brand new. Never, never, never buy brand new. But if you just want a lifestyle, you're not driving that much and you want a nice car, everybody leases. Everybody leases. Trust me. People with money only lease. All right. Zach Bozoff says, as a 29-year-old man, what is the best age to date girls? To date the girls my age are ran through and Gen Zs are crazy. There is no certain age to date that is the best, but from my experience, I'll probably say your 30s is the best because you know who's who and what's what at that age. You've developed that sight. There's a certain sight you got to have. In your 20s, you're not going to have it. You'll still be chasing ass and titties and all that. In your 30s, you'll be chasing the walk, talk, the personality will tell you way more than you asking any questions. The thing that I tell guys, before you start seriously thinking about dating, make sure your bank account is where you are comfortable with it at, and make sure you're driving a car that makes you feel good. A man's car is going to give him the confidence. Not having a car can fuck with your head. You don't want to be on a date with a woman and you pull up next to me. It's going to get a little cozy for you. I'm going to tell you that right now. And I hate doing it to niggas that's sitting in the passenger seat of their car and they rolling down the window telling me my fucking car is nice while they woman in the fucking driver's seat doing that. So as a man, before you think about dating, you need to make sure you're already in a superior role. Make sure you already have a decent car and make sure you're living a decent life. So you already have the one up. The worst thing that you could be is a bummy nigga trying to date. You're gonna always get the worst results, and she's never gonna even pretend tend to like you. So, in my opinion, the best age is when you done made yourself valuable as a man. Accept being average. Stop trying to be rich. Stop trying to convince people you're an entrepreneur. Accept being average and have a lifestyle. It takes to about your 30s to understand the importance of a lifestyle. What do I mean? You guys know I'm in a car club. You know I'm with a lot of Hellcats and expensive cars. And I built my car from an RT. But people say it all the time. Spade, why you just don't buy a Hellcat? I tell them the Hellcat is $50,000 more than the RT, but I have a lifestyle. I go to Miami 4 times a year. I eat at certain restaurants every day. I go do this, go do that. I have a lifestyle that I pay for, that if I was to go out and get expensive stuff, I wouldn't be able to have a lifestyle that keeps me busy. I'll just have expensive things to show off. That's how a lot of people live. They have expensive things to show off, and then they put themselves in debt trying to live. Don't do that. Create your lifestyle, then think about dating. Understand, have your lifestyle together. Don't look at dating as, I got to get the person I love and then I'm going to be happy. No, it don't work like that. When it comes to a woman, she wants to see a lifestyle first. All right, get your lifestyle together. All right, let's go to the next one. Grand, I answered yours before. Isaiah Wilson. Y'all get the donations up as well. Show me some love. He said, what would happen if women wake up from a delusional land and with the Matrix? You have a lot of women that are going to wake up, that have already woken up from delusional land, but women are so emotional that delusional land stays with them permanently. It's just something that they have. You know what I mean? Trust me, a woke woman that knows what's going on, she's not even combative with a man. So you kind of want women to want to be a little princess and want to be a wife. She has to fantasize about being a wife. So far as the delusion of like thinking she's better and she can get better, oh, they break that delusion at 26. Trust me, 26 through 35, oh, a woman does a lot of correction. By the time she's 40, she knows who's who and what's what. It's just that at that time, when women get like 35, 40, it's their hardest because now they're facing reality. The delusional world has faded out a little bit, but they're too disagreeable to be with guys that age. 35, 40-year-old men ain't got time to be sitting back with a woman and she's finishing up sentences. Like some girls will ask a question and then they'll turn around and answer the shit. Like that's what happens when you're 35, 40 years old. It's like when y'all start talking, she's in a rush to give you the answer. Or, hey, I wonder why that bird's sitting there. Oh, because it's bird season and this, that, and the third. She starts breaking down all kind of details and shit, what's going on. That's what you get with older women. They have to answer questions. They got to prove that they know it all, and they become very disagreeable, and then guys don't want to be with them. So understand that, hold on, when women wake up from the delusion, they're usually too disagreeable to be with. You kind of need them to delusionalize about being in a relationship for you to be with them. So yes, a lot of them have woken up. Okay, DT Artman says, with everything that's going on, should I not pursue relationships anymore? No, because it sounds like you ain't got your life together. You don't have to pursue a relationship once you start getting your life together. The relationship will pursue you. So never look at it like, oh, should I pursue a relationship? That's desperation. You need to be pursuing your dreams. You need to be pursuing your goals. And then relationships will come with that. You would meet someone along that road, but you got to first be going on yourself. Pursuing a relationship is kind of like saying, all right, this is one of my goals in life. A relationship can't be a goal in life. It has to be something that's going to happen. And before you start talking about pursuing relationships, try just being friends. Like now in today's world, it's so easy to get sex that the new norm is just not having sex. Sitting back and seeing if she can do that. See if she can have basic conversation. See if you and her can just talk. But don't make it your goal. Give yourself a life. What are you into? Like with me, you guys know I'm into cars. I'm into cars. You know that. When it's all said and done, whether I got a girlfriend or not, I'm into that. What defines you? Figure that out before you start figuring out a relationship. Relationships come after you figured yourself out. And try not to have sex. All right. we go. Let's go. All right, where we at? All right, we got Keandre. I'm gonna pick up with Keandre. He says, "What is the worldly difference you find between American Gen Z and other nations Gen Z? Is it global culture or the internet?" For the most part, Western cities, pretty much everything is going to be just like Western here in a little bit. Psychologically, other countries know what's going on. What keeps a lot of women stuck in traditional cultures is their parents. The ones who are not close to their parents will pretty much break tradition because they will find a way to fit in with the streets. And the streets have a different set of rules than what families have that are practicing traditional values. So the more the people stay on the internet, the more everybody will start thinking the same. But you have cultures that make the kid put the phone down. If the child could continue to put the phone down, then it's going to be easier to make the child traditional and keep them steady. When it comes to Generation Z, it's global. It's global because a lot of these countries that never spoke English before, they're speaking English now. But the global language will soon be Spanish. So yes, everything is global. All right, let me go here. Let me go. I saw Enos. Enos had one. There we go. Enos. He says, "How do I tell my homie that his girl is for the streets in a passive way without him feeling like I'm dissing his girl or rocking my snot box? He can't handle the truth." You don't. You let him get played. You just tell him, "Yo, I think you should watch her, yo. She don't seem right." You tell him one time and you leave it alone. You don't continue to tell him his girl's for the streets. You know why? Guys have to get hurt. You have to get that scar on you. You have to get that battle tear on you. You have to get it so you know what it feels like and you take protective measures next time. Some people just gotta fail, bro. And you gotta sit back and watch them fail because you can lose your mind trying to help someone who's already given up. You can't do that. You can't try to save somebody who's not trying to save themselves. So what I've noticed in situations like that, it's best that you just let him get hurt because your friendship can end if he thinks you're trying to interrupt his love for that woman. He just may be too gun-ho in her. You have to let him learn the hard way. That's what I do, bro. I don't run around here trying to change the world. I'll tell a motherfucker how I feel for a little bit, but after that, if he continues to go on, I'm like, oh, that's you, bro. That's you, especially when it comes to a woman. Because guys nowadays, they go to guys nowadays, they fall too gun-ho over women, bro. That'll mess your whole relationship up. So, Enos, let him get hurt, my dude. Just let him get hurt. All right, we got my man, Gramercy. Somebody riding through, they see my truck down here. You got a whole bunch of Chargers riding past trying to make some noise. Okay, Grimacy Bull says, "Do you think it was foul play with Kevin Samuels to stop women from waking up?" No. I just think he paid for some pussy and drunk too many Red Bulls, and he didn't realize how old he was drinking them Red Bulls and had a cardiac arrest. That's what I think happened. Like, they weren't really worried about Kevin Samuels because he was mainly talking to the black community. The black community's been dysfunctional. They're no threat at all. Like, the elites have no threat over there. Why do you think he was never demonetized? They're like, hey, he's only talking to black kids. Leave that alone. Long as black is destroying each other, we're okay with that. Now, if he would have had a whole bunch of white women up there talking, trust me, that nigga would have been canceled. But being that it was mainly only black women, shit, they gonna let him do what he gotta do. They don't care. That's just how the game is. Kai Miller, he says, "What do you think of women with no kids in their early 30s that are LGBT and don't have a man?" That's just what it is, bro. Like, these women now have been programmed to that. There's nothing I can really say. I just have to adapt to society. The brainwashing is real. The brainwashing in society is real. You're going to have a lot of women that have no kids, and that's going to be 30 years old trying to figure it out. But don't sit back and wait for their demise for you to be happy. You make sure you're living a good life. That's what I say about that. Jared, 20-year recovery, says no days off. He's absolutely right. He's on his way to the gym. Big shout outs to that dude. Okay, let's see here. All right, I'm going to pick up all these. All right. Fitness First says, how to not care what people think. All right. You don't, the best way to not care what people think. I learned this. When I was younger, I went to acting school in South Florida in Hollywood. Hollywood, Florida, I went to an acting school called South Florida Acting School. And what helped me to get comfortable was we had this how can I say, this exercise to make each other comfortable. So the teacher says, you sit in front of each other. We had to sit in front of each other, and we had to stare at each other in our eyes, and we had to tell each other our flaw. So if I'm sitting in front of a girl, I had to tell her, your breast is big, your booty is flat, your feet is this, your feet are that, I don't like your hair. So we had to tell the person in front of us what we don't like about each other, and they had to tell us our flaw. And we had to go through the whole room where everybody kept alternating their flaws and telling it back and forth. And you'll realize that when you can accept all your flaws, you won't care what anyone thinks about you. So get used to sitting in the mirror and just saying, this is my flaw, 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 this is my flaw. But it's not holding you back. Because when you stop and you look at life, everybody is not good looking. Everybody's ugly. There's not that many pretty people running around here. You guys think you're getting props for being pretty. You're not. Accept the fact that 95% of the world is ugly. It's not perfect. Accept the world. And then you won't care what people think about you. As long as you not accepting your own flaws, it's going to be hard because you're trying to hide shit that you think people care about and they don't. Jared, 20-year recovery with the $4.99. He said, just showing love, my bro. He said, much respect. Keep up the gym and fitness, fellas. You're right. Big shout outs to that dude. That's another one that's always on top of the game, and he's a regular around here. You guys make sure you stay on top of that. Y'all put some respect on that man's name. But like I was saying, the fastest way to keep people from talking about you is to first not be afraid to talk about yourself. You have to be able to point out your flaws. That's just like one dude yesterday. He gonna come sending me a message talking about, how do you get your teeth so white? Is that coffee? Yes, I drink a lot of coffee. Look, my teeth are partially yellow. When I go to Miami, I'm getting them bleached. All right? Getting them bleached right there downtown Fort Lauderdale. They're gonna bleach my teeth, and they're gonna go back white because I drink a lot of coffee. I wake up to coffee. I grind to coffee. So yeah, the teeth are yellow. Look, got stains on my hat. You see that? Because I've been sweating, I've been working out since this morning. I'm not perfect, bro. So you have to understand, learn to embrace that. Learn to show people, look, I got fat around my waist. Look at this. Look at this. Y'all remember this? A couple weeks ago, right? Look at that. Yeah, we getting thin on them niggas. Y'all remember when all this used to be fat as hell? You see that? And I told y'all I was going to go on a diet and lose the weight. I did. But I could still show you my fat. I could still show you my crooked teeth. You got to embrace this shit, bro. Why? Because nobody really cares. That's the fastest way for you to not care what people think, is to realize that you're not perfect. The first thing that you do when somebody says something disrespectful to you, automatically say something disrespectful about yourself back to them, and watch how fast they stop talking. Watch how fast they stop talking. Watch how fast they like, holy shit. Watch how fast they start doing that. Watch how fast they don't know how to come at you no more. And watch how much more powerful you become when you can walk and not care what people think about you. Trust me, that's what you got to get to. Because if you want to be a YouTuber, every YouTuber has to learn to do this. If whatever you want to do socially, you have to learn to do it now because people are looking for flaws. You have to understand this. The average person online hates themselves so much because the life is not going the way that they want it to go. They don't have a connection with their parents. They don't have a connection with society. They don't think they have true friends. So when you hold that hate in, the only thing that you're going to do is come online and look for hate every day. But most of your hate is trying to find flaws in others that you can point out in order to get them to feel sad. So you have energy snatchers now. That's what trolls are. They're like, man, I want to snatch somebody's energy. I want somebody to feel the way I feel inside. These people will eventually lose respect for humanity, and they will start to feel like everyone has to die. This is why when you watch these movies on like fucking Netflix and shit, and there's always some criminal behind the scene, this little skinny white dude sitting inside the house orchestrating death through a fucking camera, it's because that's what these guys are thinking now. The internet is creating serial killers. So people are constantly hating themselves, and they're coming online trying to find flaws in others to snatch their energy. They're here to say, here, Anthony, you're fucked up. Look at you. Ha ha ha. You're not perfect. They're hoping that I say, oh my God, I can't believe you said that about me. And then I feel like them inside. So you have to understand that that's the world we're living in. People are energy snatching. They're coming in to create and transfer you into an evil person. That's why when you look at these hood boogers, they're birthing demons. They give birth to demons because they sit up and scream and yell at their kids and give them a fucked up lifestyle. And then the fucking kid grows up and becomes a serial killer out here in the streets. Well, that's what the internet is doing. So it's hard for people to not care what people think when they're going online seeking comfort from everyone else because you're not getting it at home. You have to understand that we're living in a mentally ill world where mental illness is the new norm. Mental illness is the new norm. You have to understand, if I woke up today and I said from here on out, I want y'all to call me James the Great. Every time I went live and people like Anthony Spade, I said, no, you call me James the Great. And I went down the street and everybody's like, hey, Anthony, what's up? I say, don't call me Anthony. Call me James the Great. These people are going to go behind my back and they're going to talk to people that know me. And they're going to be like, can you believe Anthony got motherfucker? He want us to call him James the Great. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with that dude, right? They'll make it a big deal if I tell them to call me that. But if I wake up and I was to say, call me Antoinette, that'd be perfectly normal. Think about what the fuck I just said. If I tell you to call me a different name, but I maintain being the same person, right? I'm going to be crazy. But if I woke up and said I want to be Antoinette today and I want to go in a girl's bathroom, that'd be perfectly fucking normal. That's the type of world we living in. That's what you got to realize. Where the psyches are, where people mentals are. No, you have to have your shit together psychologically or you're going to fail. Someone's going to snatch your energy and you're going to find yourself living a fucked up life and arguing with people over stupid shit. I told y'all before, even though I'm in a big ass car club, none of them niggas come to my house. Because we only meet there. We're only friends when we're doing that. I don't want to know your kid's name. I don't want to know your wife's name. I don't want to know what business you going through. Because when I'm not working on a car, I'm back doing YouTube shit where I got to write scripts and put videos out and I got to go back to work. And I love what I do. You have to protect your energy by knowing where you want to go. So understand, the best way for you to feel better about yourself is to understand that most people are psychologically fucked up. That's it. They're fucked up. And if you can't get yourself mentally, they will snatch your energy and they will take over you fast. You have to be careful with these bots. These are a lot of bots are online that don't get along with their parents. They don't get along with nobody. And all they have is evil thoughts. From the time they wake up to the time they go to sleep, they're trying to find ways to make sure somebody feel evil and somebody's hurting like them. Why you think people now, they're taking everybody out when they go to die? They suicide deaths are making sure they punish the person they really want to punish before they take themselves out. Guess what? The internet every day is building serial killers. You just don't know it yet. All these little bots, they're all fucking developing to be serial killers. Over the next couple of years, it's going to be daily shootings. In summertime, watch how the crime rate increase. Watch how the suicide rates increase. Watch how the violence increase. You think women are fighting now? Wait till the summertime how women are killing each other left and right. Watch. The world is fucked up. Listen to what I'm telling you. You have to understand that the world's fucked up. And then you will understand why you can't care what people think about you, because you can't change how they think about you. Dig what I'm saying? That's how you do that. Let's see another one here. All right, Black Laren, he says, oh my God, you look different without the hat. You poking fun of me over there, or you flirting with me? Black Lorraine says, I'm 26, and the mature vision you were talking about earlier is so true. Slow down and looks reveal so much. Exactly. The slower you move, the faster she will. All right. Okay. How to stay focused on your grind. I use schedules, but they seem restrictive. I'm very inventive and spontaneous. How can I stay focused? You're already focused. You're just lacking ambition. You have the focus level. You just don't have the ambition. You got to have a reason why you're waking up. Like, remember a month ago when I told y'all I was getting ready to start my diet, and I said, I'm going to go live every day. Y'all remember I said that? I'm going to go live every day. In order for me to go live every day and film every day and keep my energy up, what did I have to do? I had to go on a diet. Why? Because I had to put less food in my body. And then I went to a no carb diet to increase the workload, right? So I can put out more content. And that's what I did. You guys have been getting lives every day, but I changed my diet. I changed what I ate to create the energy. Okay, when you're lacking ambition, change your diet. Start putting coffee in your body. Put things in your body that's going to increase the energy. Less food, more coffee will increase the energy. Once you have the energy, now it's easier for you to put your ambition to work, which is why it's very important that people get up and start your day early. You waking up after 9, 10 o'clock, that ain't it, bro. You got to be up around 6, 7, 5, even before that, just to get your brain activated so you get more done out of the day. When you start to understand that your destiny is in your hand, then you're going to wake up. Too many people don't realize that their destiny is in their hand, and all they doing is sitting at home, analyzing everything, gathering information, hoping that you can come to a conclusion that when you do decide to do something, you don't fail. It don't work like that. It doesn't. You have to have the ambition, and you have to be willing to fail. Failure creates character, but it also creates lessons for you to learn. You must be prepared to go through those lessons. People that have ideas but don't have the ambition, you're normal. And the reason why you're normal is because it's easy to talk about an idea. It's easy to watch an idea. It's easy to say, oh, I could do this because I looked at it on the internet, so I can get around people and talk about what I want to do. It's harder to get your ass up. The easiest thing to do is to talk. The hardest is to walk. He's right. You got to fail your way to success. He's absolutely right. Let's go back up. He said, did you see the video of a girl that shot and killed her friend on the Uber? Not yet. It's so much of that shit on the internet now. I try to avoid violence. I try to avoid watching people get killed in Brazil. I try to prevent these type of things from going in my brain because I know they exist, but I try to maneuver through life without thinking too much on someone else's hardship. He says, do you fast? Yes, I'm Muslim. I have to fast. Life Wells, he says, can you make a relationship if you're the only one out of the two with ambition? No. Passion and desire doesn't mix with lackadaisical. It's only going to slow you down. This is the importance of cutting everybody off. Remember, I made a video a month ago says, don't be afraid to sacrifice your queen. You cannot be afraid to let a woman go that you care about the most, that is not prepared to move on in the future, who's not planning for that. You cannot be afraid to sacrifice your queen, because let me tell you something. An ambitious woman will sacrifice her queen, her king, to get to the top. That's what you have to realize. Let's get those donations up. Show me some love. You have to realize that an ambitious woman will sacrifice the king in order to overpower him. As a king, you have to be able to sacrifice your queen in order for you to move forward. A lot of chess pieces do that to win the game. You have to realize that. So if you have a woman who doesn't have any ambition at all and you have the ambition, it's time for you to sit down and have that talk. And you can't be afraid to let that go. I'm going to be honest with you. It may be the hardest decision that you got to make. It may be a lot of backlash that come from it, but I can almost guarantee you this. You're going to be the happiest in what you've ever been in your life. Do I see civil war happening? No time soon. Nobody wants to die, and people are getting sick of the bullshit. Everybody wants to live now. Everybody's like, hey, things are getting a little bit real. Let's get back to regular life because this bullshit's not working. That's why you got to love Trump now. All right, he says, how do you overcome mental fatigue? Stop analyzing too much. You guys are analyzing way too much. Big shout out to that dude, Johnny. Johnny is definitely in the building. Johnny Blackjack says, thanks, bro. Tell Johnny thanks. Johnny came through with the big hundo today. Big shout outs to that dude. He says, I'm late, but can't thank you enough for the wisdom you shared with me this week. Now I'm more prepared to deal with any of these chicks in the gym. There you go, bro. You got to realize, Johnny, when you driving a 7 Series, your car is saying so much before you go in that gym. And like I told you, the girls are going to want you, but what you got to watch out for is the dudes out there that ain't got it. You got to watch them, because when you doing it, it's another dude in there that see what you doing, and he may try to interrupt you. Remember, you got to be prepared. The girls in the gym, they going to see everything. Don't worry about that. They going to come to the gym and they going to practice hypergamy the whole time they get up in there. But you still sit on the outside like you've been doing and waiting for her to throw herself in front of you. One thing that I had Johnny in the lecture yesterday, and I told y'all, one thing that Johnny says when he was breaking down his story about the woman at the gym that keeps walking past him is that he recognized that she liked his car, and that's why she's putting herself in front of him. When you can recognize why the woman likes you immediately and you know you have that leverage up, it's easier to deal with women that way. When you don't know why a woman may be doing stuff, you could be delusional to her liking you. So big shout out to that dude, Johnny. Johnny's always showing respect over here. And definitely get your workout on, big dude. And once again, he's one of those that recognized what she liked about him. Says, let's go back up. All right. I missed some questions. Okay, how do you overcome mental fatigue? You overcome mental fatigue by slowing down the amount of knowledge that you're putting inside. People that have mental, that have, how can I say, you got to go back to the Matrix. When they were in the Matrix and they started doing a fighting scene, you ever noticed in the fighting scenes, it had their bodies constantly moving fast. And then once they won the fighting scene and they was out and they disconnected them from the Matrix, you see how tired they was? The red pill people, when they had to fight the blue pill agents, their bodies were under so much stress that when they pulled out of the Matrix, they instantly went to sleep. Okay, that's what's happening on the internet. I keep trying to tell you guys, the computers don't know the algorithm. The Matrix doesn't know you're a human being. They don't know that. They don't know if you're a cat. They don't know if you're a dog. They don't know if you're a human being. A computer just thinks you're a computer. This is why it gives you so much information so fast. It's because it thinks you're a computer. So you have to realize that on your phone, your moods change per click. That's a different emotion. Every time you stroll or click right or click left, that's a different emotion. Because let's say you click left and you saw somebody get shot in the face. You're like, holy shit, why would they put that there? But then you click again and you're seeing a naked woman spread her legs and you're seeing nothing but pussy and titties. It's a different emotion. But then if you click again and you're seeing fairy tales and you're seeing doves in the ocean and you're seeing fish swim out, you're gonna have a different. But if you click again and now you're seeing nice cars, you're gonna go through 7 emotions in fucking 8 seconds. Each click is giving you a different emotion. What does that do? That starts to put pressure on your body. Your body is adjusting to each one of those. When you're feeling sad, your stomach will hurt. You know what I'm saying? Your nerves in your body will happen. So you have to realize that people have emotional fatigue just clicking, seeing different things every second. Your body is adjusting to a different mood. Like I just said, if you swipe left and it shows somebody getting shot in the face, you may be like, oh my God. But that next swipe left may be a butt naked girl getting banged out from the back. You're going to have a different type of emotion, right? Every time you go to swipe left or flicker up, your body's giving you an entire different emotion. So by the time you get off the internet, you're already wore the fuck out as if you've lived a real life and you didn't. This is why I keep trying to tell people, your room has made you a chamber. Your wherever you sit down the most at and watch the internet, that's your chamber. That's where your body is stored, but your brain is somewhere else. This is why so many people that are on the internet every day are putting on massive amounts of weight because your body is not doing anything active. And the skinny people who can't put on weight are just becoming more frail. They're becoming frail and weakened people because their body is not doing anything recreational or active to keep the blood moving. All the blood is going to the brain to keep the brain keeping up with all these different agendas that's giving you different shit. You sit on TikTok long enough, you'll go fucking brain dead. You go fucking Instagram, you'll go brain dead. Now you got YouTube trying to keep up with them. Everybody is keeping up with 5 to 10 second emotion. So if everybody is doing 20 seconds to a 60-second emotional swings, by the time you get off the internet, you're going to be exhausted. This is why you see me every day walking around this shit. You see all this? Look at this. Me and Blackjack, we've been out here all morning, all in the woods, back there. When I go to walk around this shit, I don't have my phone with me. That phone ain't with me when I'm walking around this. When I'm walking around this, I may have my vape pen. What I'm doing is my vape pen, my sunglasses, and I'm trying to stop him from chasing fucking shit into the woods so I don't walk into that mud and get my fucking feet wet. He known for doing that. Finding some goddamn critter to go run in the woods with, and I got to go chase his ass, get my feet wet. That's probably as much as I deal with. But for the most part, I clear my brain here in nature. So it allows me to think straight. This is why you guys are able to get thorough breakdowns from me. It's because I would bring my ass out here before I write a script. So I know I'm giving you a clear view. This is how you stop going through mental fatigues. It's cutting out that internet interaction and allowing your body to just absorb life. Get in areas where there is no sound. Get in areas where there is no distraction. Hell, my energy was so clean a couple weeks ago, I almost walked up to a deer and touch it. You know how hard that is to walk up to a deer and actually touch it before it runs off? So understand. All right, hold on. What we got here? It says, how the new global language would be in Spanish. Break down that to us. I thought it would be Chinese. No, it's going to be Spanish because you have more Spanish-speaking countries, and Spanish is the second language in most countries. Like, if I was to take these videos and do them in Spanish, my fucking views would go through the roof. You have to understand that Spanish is the most popular language on the planet. That's why. English is not spoken in every single country. People understand it, but they don't fluently speak it as much as Spanish. Spanish is everywhere. That's what you got to realize. You're talking 80% of the globe is Spanish, bro. Understand that language is the top language, bro, not Chinese. How many people speak Chinese? Japanese don't even speak Chinese. Korean don't even speak Chinese, and they all look the same. All right, let's get back. Let's see if we got any other. Oh, he said UK, they got parks for deer. Okay. He says fitness first. He says, question, as a man who's been called handsome by a lot of women, but I realize women do not care about looks. Women only care about looks when they're young. When they're like 16 through, I'll probably say 24, women to care about looks. But once women start to mature faster than a man, which is what most women are going to do, because they start to get approached earlier by men. You know what I'm saying? They're always getting approached earlier by men. So women mature a little bit faster than a man. Then it's going to boil down to this. This is how it works. And we say this all the time. When the boys are talking, when guys are talking, Keandre, big shout outs, bro. He said, I just gave him a business idea. Big shout outs. Let's see where you run with it with that. When guys are talking to their boys about the girls that they like and the friend hasn't seen it yet, the friend's going to be like, yo, what does she look like? But when girls sit down and they talk to their friend about the guy she just met, the girls are normally like, what does he do for a living? See, women have a natural hypergamy because they're always seeking protection. They're always seeking the dominant alpha that can protect and provide for them. But in the world that we're living in, she realizes that money is the key factor here. So for survival, women are going to be looking for the guys that have their life together. The ugly rich guy will always end up with the pretty girl. It's going to always work that way. That's how it is, because he puts her in a position to survive. Women are always thinking in survival mode. Trust me, you could be a man that makes a lot of money, and then you come home one day and you say, hey, listen, I ain't going to be making that much money no more. That woman instantly is going to start thinking of a backup plan right there in front of him. She'll even look at him and doze off a little bit, and she'll automatically go into her plan B. He won't even know. He'll think she's just going along with it. She's like, what's plan B? He just told me he falling off. I ain't getting ready to fall back down. I ain't getting ready to fall with him. That's how women are. So you have to realize, you're right. Women don't care about looks. They care about if they believe you can survive. They're looking for a man that's looking to survive in life. All right? This is why they practice hypergamy. He said, do you hunt or target shoot? No, I would never hunt an animal, bro. I am an animal lover. You're talking about somebody that used to volunteer at the zoo just to be close to the animals. I love animals, bro. I really do. Okay, question. Why Andrew Tate deals with the kind of women that will put his empire in jeopardy? I think he should know better, because he used those women. I'm not going to say he used them, but the women are part of his brand. He has a webcam service that's making him millions of dollars. He has Hustlers University that's making him millions of dollars. He was part of a casino deal where they're surrounded by that. Listen, let me tell you something, bro. When you get to his money, it ain't nothing but whores around. It ain't nothing but whores around. When I go to Miami, right, and I'm going to be on a boat one of them days. When I go to Miami, I'm going to try to go live, but I'm going to show you how it is on them yachts. I'm going to show you what it's like down there. When you get to his type of money, there's nothing but whores around. There's nothing but pretty whores around. So you have to understand the level of where he's coming from and the lifestyle that he's living. He has cam girls. But if you go and watch his documentary, those girls were cooking. Those girls were cleaning the house. Those girls were making sure everything was going good in the house. If you ask me, Andrew Tate was living good. You may say Andrew Tate could do better, but you have to understand that's the life he chose to live. You can't knock him for the life he chose to live. You just got to find the life that you're supposed to live. That's the most important thing. Everybody's not going to live the same life. You just have to find out what life is good enough for you. All right, let's see here. He says, why is Albie says, why is everybody lying on the internet? People say they show anything. People say and show anything, whether it's real or not. It's because this is the place you come to do it for. This is the place, the internet is the place where people don't have to be accountable, but they're allowed to say and speak their mind. That's what it was designed for. You don't have to be accountable. This is why it's very important to get off and go back into reality. When I look at the internet, I look at the matrix. Sometimes I tell myself, I'm about to go into the matrix. Like, that's how me and my woman communicate. Like, before I talk to my woman, before I go live, you know what I'm saying? I'll say, hey, me and Blackjack just got done walking through the woods. I'm going to come see you later on. Bye, bye, bye. She said, well, what are you getting ready to do now? And I said, well, I'm getting ready to go into the matrix. So between me and my woman, when I tell her I'm going into the matrix, she knows he's about to go live or he's about to go film. We have that little communication between both of us because that's how I view life. I view life like when I come online, I'm looking at life a certain way, and then I have to cut that off to go back into reality to deal with people that don't watch my channel. I keep telling you guys, I'm two people. I'm a Gemini. People look at me in real life as a certain person that they've never seen online. A lot of these people do not know I have a YouTube channel. They know, but they don't watch it. So you have to realize is that when I come online, I'm expecting trolls. I'm expecting people to lie. I'm expecting people to backstab. I'm expecting people to not be loyal to me. I'm expecting anger. I'm expecting all of that when I come on because I know the mental illness that exists here that's different than the mental illness that I deal with day to day in real life. So understand, the matrix is where you can come and be whatever you want to be and be accepted and don't have to be accountable for the actions. But your actions, how you react to it, is the main thing. All right, let's get back up. Hopefully I was able to answer that question, Albie. Albie, you've been popping up here lately, Albie, a lot. Rockavelli's in the building. He says, question, hypergamy, but why do rich men get cheated on or get dumped in divorce? It's because they get blindsided by their own truth. A lot of guys, when they start to get money and they become so desperate for love, they be delusional about the type of woman that's walking into their life. And that happens a lot when you have people that are so desperate and can buy their fantasy. They're normally going to come up short because they was blinded by it from the beginning. I've actually met guys that were so rich and been married so many times that they didn't even care that they had to pay child support because they looked at it like, I make so much money, I don't give a fuck. You got to realize Trump is like that. Trump still takes care of all of his ex-wives, bro, except for the one that just died. But he still take care of every woman that he deals with, that he's dealt with in the past because he just has so much money. So you got to realize is that money doesn't unlame a lame. It only enhances what you feel inside. It only takes what you've already been and enhances it to a whole nother level. Money never unlames a lame. Okay, he said, he low key, big shout outs, bro. He said, appreciate your content and perspective on life. Big shout outs, my man. Really appreciate it. Really, really, really appreciate it. You guys put some respect on that man's name. All right, let me see if we have any more hypergamy. Why do rich dudes get cheated on? It's because money doesn't unlame a lame. He said, who invented the Matrix, though? Nerds, programmers, and the elites guiding them? When it comes to the elites, you don't have elites are for different regions and for different sectors. You have elites that run gas companies. You have elites that run internet companies. You have elites that run social media. You have elites that run construction companies. You have elites that run all the engineers. You have different elites. The elites that are in Dubai are not the same as the elites that are in China, that are the same in Russia, that are the same in the UK. Elites are different in each region, but they all have one common goal, and that's to maintain power of what they're power of. So whatever the elites are in charge of, the goal is to maintain the power. That's what the elites are doing. They don't want to lose their power. So they create structure systems to where they stay in power and unempower the people that are there. So when you think of elites, just look at elites like a big boss. They change. through different industries, through different jobs, through different sectors. You just got to see what their common goal is. Like, for instance, when the George Floyd thing popped off and they turned him into a martyr, you could see what they was trying to deliver here. They were trying to get the votes of the black people. That's when you look outside the matrix and see what the elites are doing. Ciara telling girls you need to go be single, but she's married. Okay, what are the elites trying to do? They're trying to tell women to be single so they can continue to spend more money. You got to see the chess moves of what the elites are doing. All right, so when it comes to the elites and it comes to who invented it, the nerds created the internet, but the elites see the value in it following its agenda. That's what you got to realize. There's too much money now in bots for the elites not to try to manipulate you. That's the main thing. All right, we got Keandre came in. He says, since you are Muslim, would you have multiple wives? And how did you break it down to your woman if you choose to do so? Would I have multiple wives? No. And the reason why is because I know what it's like. You know what? I may take my hat off. Gizmo said I look different, but I'm hot. We're going to keep it at the top like that, but I'm hot. In fact, should I do this? No, I'll put it like this. My hair is fucked up. No. I know what it's like. Like, when I was modeling, I had a lot of girlfriends, bro. Like, to the point where I had girlfriends that knew about each other, but it was all cute. Everybody was okay. So I know what it's like to, like, sleep with a different girl every day of the week when you're young. I know what it's like to go on a date more than one time and just have multiple girls in your phone. Not really a rotation, but, you know, like in Miami, everyone's fucking each other at some point. You know what I'm saying? So I knew what it's like to be fucking with a girl one day and then my boy fucking with her the next day, or we have multiple girls, or I'm the only nigga that's getting all the bitches at one point. So I know what it's like to have multiple women, and trying to keep up with those women is a headache. I have the experience, and I can tell you, trying to keep up with conversations, because when you build bonds with people and you build bonds with women, you and them always have your own set inside jokes. You always have your own set lifestyle amongst your friendship. Like I say, when I tell my girl, hey, I'm about to go into the Matrix, she knows, all right, I'm not bothering him because he's about to go live. That's our little lingo between each other. When we go on vacations, we have certain lingos for the type of houses that we're staying at, whether it's Airbnb or whatever we're doing. We have a connection with us that exists. When you're dating multiple women and you're trying to build these connections with them, and you try to build the different lingo in a bond, you can get confused emotionally as a man. So the only way that you can be in I'd probably say have multiple wives, is if you have one wife that's going to be raising the kids, your other wife is going to be helping you build a business, your other wife is going to help you somewhere somehow differently than what the other two are doing. Each different wife that comes into your life has to be serving a different purpose than something for you to just have sex with. That's what you got to realize. So I don't feel the need to have multiple wives, because for how I'm living my life, only one woman is required. I don't plan on having kids. So let's say I wanted to have kids, right? But then I had to keep the Anthony Spade channel going. Yes, I can go to my wife and say, hey, I think I want to get married again. But you have to realize it's not going to be from a sexual point of view. It's not going to be from hey, look, we're living a polygamy lifestyle. It's not like that in the Muslim community. If I have 5 wives, you're never supposed to see them. That's what you have to realize. Even if I had multiple girls, as a Muslim, I can't take fucking photos and put that shit online for you to see it. It's just not part of the culture. I'm a real Muslim. We're not playing these games that the others are playing out here. So realistically, in my culture as a Muslim, there's no need for another wife, because there's nothing else that needs to be added to the relationship. So with my woman, can I talk to her about it? Yes, I can. It's part of the culture. But will I do it? No, it's not needed. It has to be for a reason. It can't be for cool props. It can't be, look, I got 3 girls. Ha ha ha. No, you will be broken up in a year or so. That's just cute. All the polygamy black couples you see, at some point they break apart because they thought it was cute online. In real life, no. I won't. I'm cool with one girl because being around a whole bunch of girls, trust me, bro. Trust me. No. Men need to be around men doing men shit. Men don't need to always be grouped up around no motherfucking woman, bro. You'll lose all sense of reality. T. Halling says, 79 LLC said, appreciate the free game, my boy. Big shout outs, bro. We really appreciate it, my man. Really appreciate it. Y'all make sure y'all showing Johnny some love. Johnny's still the top dude today. He had the top donation. People socialize less. He said this is why they made it where people socialize less. And the pressure to get you on dating apps to meet women. He's right. He says, in my marriage, we do save a lot of money. However, I was a savior even before I met my husband. That's a good thing, but in relationships, the couples seem to save a lot of money when you are in a relationship because a lot of single people spend money for gratification. He says, oh yeah, he says, Miami, Florida is a big playground. It is, but you got to know what you're doing. I tell people all the time, a lot of people in Miami are in relationships, bro. Like the single people come from out of town for the vacations and that. But if you live in Miami, see, we ain't gonna say that. When you from there, it's Dade County and Broward County. All right, when you live there, it's different. Everybody is in a relationship that lives there. The single people are the ones that are coming in town, that are meeting other single people that came from out of town. That's where most of the one night stands are at. Because the girls that live in Miami, that's for the streets, they're going to go work at Scarlett's, King of Diamonds, Coco's, Gentlemen's. They're going to their Golds. They're going to the strip club to get the money. Or they got a pimp and they got certain blocks and they got a nigga watching from the get-go. The girls that's walking along the beach with no purse, they know what they doing, but there's still a nigga on the other side managing everything. So most of the one night stands and single people are just people from small country towns. They come into Miami, meet somebody else from another city. That's where you get one night stands. It ain't women sitting in Miami waiting for you to come and have one night stands with. Fuck no. The girls that are in Miami that's been there, that's looking to fuck, they looking for that. Simple as that. They looking for that. It'd be the girls from other cities that's there for the weekend that you can one night stand with. All right, let's go back to the next one. He says, how not to be a bot and how to know if you are one. You're a bot whenever your brain can whenever your thought process can change with the masses. That's when you know. When you start thinking what you want to do with your life, but you allow someone else to alternate your thinking. That's just like I told you. When Alba and Preach did a video on me, I lost a lot of subscribers fast because everybody followed their belief system because that's what the massive amount of people were doing at that time. They were listening to Alba and Preach. So with me being the lore content creator, it automatically made me look wrong. You're a bot when your thought process can be changed even when you know the truth. That's when you are a bot, is when you're afraid that when you go to speak your truth or live out your truth, you're afraid of the backlash. So you automatically go along with the masses just so you don't get backlash for being different. That's a bot. A bot is the person that's living for the people. A bot would have dreams. A bot would have admirations. A bot would have the truth right in front of him, but he chooses to go along with the lie because the masses are going along with the lie. That's a bot. It's where the masses have said, you have to think like this, and if you don't think like this, then you're wrong. Feminism is for bots. A lot of this manosphere is for bots because a lot of it is strawberry jelly beans. It's not really the red pill. The real red pill scares a lot of men away. But the strawberry jelly beans are for bots. All right? Real men can handle red pill. The bots can't. They can only handle the strawberry jelly bean side of it, which is the misogynist side of it. That hey, the women are bad. Look at the women she got cheated on. She's sad. She can't get a man. They like all that shit. That's strawberry jelly bean bot. So understand, when the masses are doing something and you know the truth, but you're afraid of the truth and you're forced to go along with the masses, that's a bot. And you have to realize this. A lot of people, once they get in bot mode, they don't know how to go back because they're afraid that they won't be accepted. All right? That's a bot. You're strictly following what people are doing. He said, just showing some love on the donation. Thanks for that. Big shout outs, Jordan 11. Big shout outs, my man. Hold on. Albie said, I'm going to stop asking questions. You're a regular, bro. Once I get used to you, then you're okay. You're a regular. All right, let me go back up and see if I missed somebody. How long we been on? Damn, I was only going to do an hour. Y'all got me almost 2 hours. But we definitely got some love showing over here. Let me give a... Jordan 11 came in with the $10. Big shout outs, bro. He said, just showing some love on the donation. Thanks for the constant lectures. They're always fire. Hey, I appreciate it. But you got to realize I do this because of y'all. When I was... Remember a month or two ago, I kept asking y'all what y'all want. What y'all want? What did everybody say? Bring back the lectures. Bring back the lectures. And I told you, as long as you guys are showing me love, I'm going to give you a lecture almost every day. And you guys have been showing me love. You've been donating. You've been hitting that like button. So now I look forward to giving you a lecture every day. Even when I get ready to go to Miami here soon, I'm going to still give you a lecture every day. All right. DT Artman says, appreciate the feedback on my question. Love the content. Big shout outs, bro. That's what I'm here for. All right. He says... Devont, number 1, how do I get my ex back? Welcome to Sigma Nation, bro. Over here, we don't worry about exes. We're always moving forward. I can't give you advice. The only thing that I can say about your ex, success. Exes are exes for a reason. That's a chapter in your life that did not work out. Let's say that again. There's a chapter in your life that did not work out. There's no point of you going back to that chapter. And I've said this once and I'm going to say it 1,000 times. It is hard for a person to dream when they keep looking at nightmares. So you keep focusing on a nightmare, you're never going to see what life has planned for you. Stop worrying about your ex, bro. That's an old chapter. Move forward. Move into new dreams. There's a reason why she's not there. I can't give you advice besides the fact of you gain success, they're going to like you. Look at Michael Jordan B. Look at that girl. He reminded that girl like, oh, you all on my dick, but you was calling me a cornball back in high school. So you got to realize women are going to love you, hate you, then love you again. They're going to do that. But as a man, you got to stay stoic as to knowing where you want to go. Her moves are constantly change. Stop worrying about your ex, bro. That's a chapter that did not work out. Move forward, my man. Welcome to Sigma Nation. That's what we teach over here. Chad David with the 199. Big shout outs, bro. He throwing up them space symbols. That's exactly what we talking about. He says, see you when you get here. Hopefully, bro. I don't know if I'm going to do some greets and meets. I'm going to be moving around so much. I may take a day out where I can probably have a little meet and greet and have everybody meet me at the beach in North Miami somewhere. Or Davie Beach. Davie got a nice pier. I like the piers in Davie at Hollandale Beach. The piers that go out there. We may be able to go out there and get some fishing in because when I fish, that's where I go. I go to Davie, Hollandale Beach, and I go out to the piers, and I be fishing out there, spend a little $20, and sit back on my lounge chair and call it a day. All right, let's see here. All right, looks like we're reaching the end. All right, guys, I want to thank everybody for showing up today. Big shout outs to my man Johnny. He came in with the big 100. Let me see if I can get some others who are still. Hold on, there we go. Okay, we got Chad David, big shout out. Jordan 11, TH Holland, He Low Key, and they don't give me no more. So if I forgot to mention your name on the donation, then I forgot. Oh, Soda Movies, big shout outs to Soda Movies. He showed love today. Definitely Keandre showed love. Johnny's in here. Who else? The regular guy. He didn't show up today, but he's normally a regular one. Big shout outs to him. Atlas93, big shout outs to him. Enos, big shout outs to him. Let me see what else we're going with that. Tekken God, he's always in here. Big shout outs to him. Bird T, he's always in here. Big shout outs to him. Jarrett, 20-year recovery, he's always in here. Did I say Keandre? I said Keandre. Drew Dub, we ain't seen him in a week. Big shout outs to that dude. He's always in here. I'm trying to remember the regular ones. Unvaccinated Midtown, he ain't always in here, but he in here enough that I recognize him when he come in. Big shout outs to that dude. Gizmo, the girl, she been showing up lately. Big shout outs to her. Alvy, big shout outs to him. He's a regular. And who else? See if we can find some. Black Laren, Black Laren, big shout outs to him. He's in here. Rockavelli's in here every day. That's another one that's in here. Let me see. And I think I knocked out my regulars. Everybody, this is a lot of new faces that's coming in here now. We're starting to definitely get a different crowd of people coming in here. So I gotta still remind my my everyday. I gotta still remind my daily watchers that I appreciate them watching me every day. And definitely Tekken, God Jets, that's another one that's in here all the time. I gotta make sure I shout y'all out because you guys be in here faithfully. Y'all the first 50 in here, and y'all the reason why everybody else show up. So big shout out, Johnny T. We definitely thank you, bro. Comment, like, subscribe to both of my channels. See you guys on the next lecture tomorrow. Hasta la vista.